Well, I think of this as an enlightenment experience because it forever changed my awareness of how mind interacts with all of life. I'd read it, but I never knew it like this. Anyway, I was a minister of the Center for Conscious Living in Clearwater, Florida, and I had my own office. My secretary's office was next door. And it was nice because it was kind of in a beautiful place, and out my big window was all this grass and blue sky and a fountain, and it was just so beautiful. This is important to the story. So it was just gorgeous out there, and my one wall of my office was windows. All right, so I'm working, going along, busy like always. I was kind of a workaholic. And so I'm going along, doing everything, and I had this bottom drawer that stuck. But you never get around to fixing stuff like that, you know. So one day, I don't know what I was doing, it wouldn't close, and I slammed it, and then I slammed it again, and then I slammed it harder, but I forgot to move my finger. And it caught my middle finger in it. And I've had 2 kids, but I don't think I've ever had as much pain as that was. The pain was indescribable. It was so horrible that in fact I think I lost my mind, really. I mean, I couldn't be in my mind, you know. And so it's only in retrospect that I know what I did, because at the time I didn't really know what I was doing, but afterward I thought about it. So anyway, so what I did was I raised up my finger like this, and what I did was, like I say, the pain was so great I couldn't think. So it's like my whole mind went into the tip of that finger. My whole consciousness, everything was there. And I was going, it was like, it was booming, pulsing so much. And it's like my everything in me was going boom, boom, boom with this. I didn't want anything. I wasn't trying to hit. I was just overcome with pain. And so it's like all of me went into the tip of that finger. And meanwhile, without even realizing it, I was looking out over the grass. I wasn't looking at my finger. I was looking out over the grass and the fountain and the trees and the blue sky. And all of me was right there. But I'm just, without thinking, looking out. And all of a sudden, the pain completely vanished. Completely vanished. Totally. It was like nothing had happened. And I brought down my finger and I just looked at it. By the way, I never had any blue or lost my nail. It never came back. It was completely, absolutely disappeared. Completely left. And so a minute later, my secretary came in for something, and I said to her, "Sit down. I've got to tell you what just happened." You know? And so in the years since, I have thought about it many times, and what it illustrated to me was that if I were to conceptualize it, I would say I was in complete surrender. I wasn't thinking, I wasn't trying, I wasn't praying, I wasn't asking God for anything. I was just in complete surrender and presence with the experience. And so I have had a few things happen since then, which also were quite amazing, and they also had that same quality of completely being present and surrendering to what was happening. But that was the most dynamic and startling of all. And it's not that I've repeated it since with any other physical conditions, you know. It's just the knowing that that's what's possible, how our physical body is so amenable to consciousness. It's just, it's the power is all in our absolute self, in our invisible self. It's not in the body. Cause is never in the body. And that's what I got to see.